Before I'll tell you something about our experience in building collaborative collections, let me introduce you with the Croatian Web Archive. So, Croatian Web Archive was established in 2004 with our partners from University and University of Zagreb, University Computing Center Srce Zagreb. Then we started, at that time, we started to collect web selectively, but today we are using different kinds of approaches. So from 2011, we start with the annual .hr domain crawls, and in the same year we started with building thematic collections. Last few years we trying others kinds of web archiving approaches, like we have a project of local history collections, and we are archiving social media and lately collaborative collections. Due to the legal framework, we have a legal deposit since 1997, and lately from 2019 a new library law. The legal deposit regulations additionally regulate method of delivery, formats and conditions of access, use and protection of online material. And let me tell you some numbers. In this selective approach, we have over 8,500 publications. In our first archiving approach, we are using still our domestic tool dump. And each publication are bibliographically described, and we have some selection criteria. Last year we started archiving public authorities' Twitter profiles, as well as Twitter profiles of museums, libraries, festivals, and with collaborative collection. And it is total over 140 terabytes of data. So how we start the cooperation with other library departments and other libraries. At some point, we start thinking about how to increase the visibility, meaning and use of our web archive, and how to start thinking outside of the box in order to get other library departments and other types of library interested in cooperation with us. So we did it by communicating with other departments, and actually at some point some our colleagues need our archive for their projects. The first of such trips was a project in which public libraries participated in building locally history collections. We all know what local history collections are, but maybe we sometimes forgot that they should collect all resources on all media, which includes, of course, websites. So today, and especially during the pandemic, libraries had to find a way to provide users access to digital and digitized materials, which have largely become an integral part of the library fund and in the last few years. So during the pandemic, we came up with this project called Local History Collections. How it started, preservation of the national, regional and local online content is a part of the obligation of the National and University Library in Zagreb. So cooperation with public libraries on this task will enable the achievement of the completeness of the national collection of Croatica in all its forms. Furthermore, the core idea of this project project was that librarians participate in the selection of the local online content in the way that they are the creators of their own local history collections. Also, the goal of this project was to make librarians aware of the existence and the purpose of web archiving and of the importance of the preserving the local history content, local online content. And also to gather online content in one place and fill them with a new one and archive them with some frequency. So how it's going so far, we have 6 one in progress, local history collection, and implementation methodology started with the person who is in charge for all public libraries in Croatia with the call for cooperation in building local history collection within Croatian Web Archive. In order to encourage them to cooperate with us, we promoted our web archive through some public events, seminars and conferences. And when the first libraries responded, it started with the invitations to meetings. At that online meetings, we talked about this project, we introduced them and about our task and their task, and we shared some tables with criteria. The process involved introducing the criteria in nominating URLs, continue by collecting, harvesting, and sending the notification to the publishers, promoting, linking for that local history collections from our website to the website of the public library. As I already said before, we so far have built the 20 thematic collections, but in order to enrich them with the new ones and to include the public, we used international project CEOSASE, and the project also starts when actually National and University Library became a part of that international project called Citizen Enhanced Open Science in Southeastern Europe Higher Education Knowledge Hubs. The project also implies the involvement of the citizens in the creation of scientific fields where libraries participate as mediators in the implementation of citizen science. The idea was our web archive's inclusion in participating on the implementation of activities on the occasion of the Science Festival. So, with the colleagues from our user service department, subject specialists who participated in this project, we recognized the possibility of cooperation with other libraries. The topic of this thematic collection is chosen in the context of Festival of Science. And all this resulted with a great cooperation with the small public library and the high schoolers in the creation of the new thematic collection called Bees, Live, People. At the workshop, the librarians, information experts introduced them to the topic of open science and the citizen science added within the work of the Croatian Web Archive. It was explained how will they search, evaluate and select content that thematically matches the collection. The students had a week to submit online content via Google form, and the librarians additionally selected the content, consolidated it and created the thematic collection. So this is the result of our work, and our collaboration is in open access as all our thematic collections are, and ready for researchers and for the public. The next activity was Havathon. competition with the goal of promoting the concept of crowdsourcing in the context of the citizen of science. So at the request of the one public library from Karlovac, on the occasion of the anniversary of the birth of the Croatian great poet Ivan Goran Kovačić, we organized a hackathon, a competition for high schoolers, for high school students in collecting online content. Okay, the goal of this project was the creation of the new thematic collection made by high schoolers. 3 classes, about 60 high schoolers participated in a competition, and they collect approximately about 500 URLs. After each class, we check the nominated content and we announce the winners. The winner was one who collected the most according to the criteria of the corrected links, and winners received valuable awards, but each of the students received the consolation award also. The event was very well followed by the local media, local radio station, news portals, and the televisions. Okay, this is the result of our activity. And what is important to say here, it's up until now, the thematic collections were made by only or 2 persons who is in charge in web archiving, and which is very time consuming, but with the crowdsourcing we found it much more effective. What have we learned from all this? Through all these collaborations, we have achieved several important goals. We educated librarians from our own library, as well the librarians from the others, and the students about existence of Croatian Web Archives, and we informed them how to properly collect the links for creating thematic collection. Additionally, we also learned something new from them, such as the history of the certain cities or the concept of the citizen science from our colleagues. Collaboration has enabled us to network and deepen our business relations within and outside the library. It also saved us time, as many participants were collecting links simultaneously. It's important to emphasize that through such partnerships, we have been able to promote the social role of the libraries and web archives, as they have generated great interest from media, both local, national, and global. We will continue to connect with partners within and outside the library, given all the benefits, mentioned benefits, and we are open to collaborate with other GLAMS institutions and maybe with other web archives. So thank you for your attention. I invite you to visit our website.